have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Face in your face. Face in your face.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. Now, for the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with the channel or watching the channel for the first time, the reason why it is called Uncommon Sense because here on this platform, we discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions, but not everyone uses logic. So for that reason, it is called Uncommon Sense. I want to let everybody know that I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. I also need to let everyone know that the subscriber mode has been enabled for the first 5 minutes. That means that if you are not a subscriber, and if you wish to enter a comment in the chat, you have to be a subscriber for at least 5 minutes. As always, I want to give a huge shout out to all those who have already subscribed to the channel. Whether you have been a supporter from day one or just recently joined, I really appreciate all the love and all the support that you give me every week. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who follow me on social media, especially when it comes to Instagram and TikTok. Your continued support really touches my heart. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who allow me to enter into your devices and all those who watch from the clouds, including the haters. I also have another channel that's called Latina Diaspora, where I discuss issues regarding Latinos, particularly Latinos residing in the United States. So, what I'm going to ask you to do, if you have not done so, I'm going to ask you to subscribe, like, and set the bell notification to all. So therefore, whenever I do produce content, you have the opportunity to catch it live or catch it on the playback. Now, tonight's episode, it's going to be a little different. So basically, what I'm going to be doing is doing a reaction video. As you can see by the thumbnail, the topic for tonight is Fresh and Fit Losing It. In a few minutes, I'm going to describe what it's about and plus give you some background history regarding this YouTube channel known as Fresh and Fit. Okay. As always, I want to say a huge shout out to my supporters. Last week, this platform had reached 100,000 views. Okay, I really, really, really appreciate all of you because it's all that growth that's been for the last 6 to 7 months. So it really, I can never say thank you enough for all the support that you continue to give me. Now, before we get into the main topic, I do have some things to discuss. So we're going to have another episode of In My Words. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, this past weekend was a special weekend for us Puerto Ricans, whether it be those who were raised on the island, or those who are part of the diaspora. Okay. So it was a big weekend to recognize Puerto Rican pride. Saturday, you had the big block party in El Barrio, which is known as Spanish Harlem, on Third Avenue, where it is attended by hundreds of thousands of people. It's a time of celebration, dancing, food, and things of that nature. I did not participate due to because of my messed up left knee. Okay, but um, yesterday I had the privilege and the opportunity to watch not only watch the parade, but actually watch the parade from the VIP section. Okay. Now, until last year, I didn't even know there was such a thing as a VIP section. But let me just explain to you what that is. So, for those who was selected, they were able to sit in the grandstands and watch the parade, watch all the entertainers, watch all the floats, and watch all the politicians. And with that, I got to give a huge shout out to my union, SSE Local 371, because they gave me the opportunity to sit in the grandstand. Um, because they know that there was no way on earth I was able to walk the tiny length of the parade with the condition of my left knee. Okay. So as always, I got um, to the parade early because you do have to get there early to make sure that you're able to get to this, get to sit where more or less where you wanted, and I was pretty much close to the line, close to the head of the line. Okay, and I was actually not only did I get one VIP ticket, I actually got two. Okay. Now I see here we already have a guest. So what we're going to do is I'm going to let my guest in. Let me just state for the record, the views of those who appear on the panel are not necessarily those of the host of the channel. Any attempt to copy material without the consent of the host is prohibited. Um, some of the views people hold may be considered offensive to some viewers. If you do not like the content, you can block the channel. And now we're going to bring in. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm the Kensington Drug Lord. Right now, I wish I could have went to the Puerto Rican parade, but I was so drugged up. Yay!
How are you doing, Don Armando?
I'm chilling. I was like, you know what? I I was like, okay. I tried to at least throw you out there and everything like that because I was like, okay, because I've done the Arab and I've done all the other characters. So I was like, okay, let me just put in the Kensington Drug Lord. You know what I'm saying? At least to try to spice it up.
So how you been?
Yeah, I've been doing all right. I had like a good weekend. A certain content creators, being harassed right now. So, it is what it is. I talked to you behind the scenes about that.
Okay.
Um, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was just talking about the Puerto Rican Day Parade, and I was able to sit in the VIP section.
Yo, that's a blessing.
Yes, it's a blessing in many ways. First of all, I didn't have to do all that walking with my busted up left knee. Number one.
Right.
Number two, I was able to see the parade from sitting down, and I actually got the front row.
Yeah.
Okay, and I actually had two tickets, but you wouldn't believe I had to ask like three people to come with me to the parade because the first two, first person had other things to do. The second person, she decided not to come for whatever reason, whatever. It was her loss. So I actually found someone to come to the parade with me, and you know, and actually, when it started, it looked like it was going to rain, but the sun came out.
Oh, that's good.
You know,
Yeah, you want to know how dedicated I am for the Dominican parade?
yeah,
I actually went in the rain when it was like 2010 or 2011, and as soon as I just went up and I took pictures, it was like 2011, and I was in the Dominican parade. There was
yeah.
like, yo, I haven't never seen this. That a friend went up and told me, like, you got dedication. I was like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, this year I plan to go to the big Dominican Day parade in Manhattan. I might have to bring like a cane seat because because of the fact I'm due to have surgery the end of the month because of my knee.
Right.
So, but I do want to see the Dominican Day parade.
All right, yo, I'll be there.
Okay, and who knows? Maybe some other people might be there. Okay, um,
Yeah.
maybe some of the content creators. I mean, you know what? I think everyone, whether you're Dominican or not, you should actually check out the parade at least once in your lifetime.
Exactly it. Like I went up to the Dominican parade with my coworker,
Yes.
and he loved it. He was like, "Yo," he's like, "This is." He was like, "Hey, Gigi, how you doing?
Hey,
What up,
Gigi. Hi,
Michael?
Michael.
Michael El Guerrito. Well, welcome to this channel.
Okay. Actually, I'm Puerto Rican. It just so happens I was married to the Dominican. Hey, Irby.
What up,
But
Irby?
but let me tell you something. New York is known for its cultural parades, but I don't think there's anything like the Puerto Rican Day Parade or the Dominican Parade.
Well, the West Indian parade is the biggest, to tell you the truth, because in Brooklyn, it actually goes down in Brooklyn. I could say that.
Okay.
So,
Well,
Irby.
yeah. Well, actually, I just found out that my union is going to be marching in the Caribbean Day Parade.
Or your union be marching in the Dominican parade?
I don't think so, but the definitely the Labor Day, the Caribbean Day Parade, and of course we have the Labor Parade uh, after Labor Day.
Right.
But let me tell you something. June is a month for many cultural events and things of that nature. Okay, first of all, um, oh, I had a blast. I had a blast. I mean, I took a lot of pictures. I have to take the time and post it on my social media. But I mean, I had a wonderful time.
Yep. I mean, I remember when I went to the Puerto Rican parade 3 years straight. I first went to the one in '04. It was cool and everything like that. Although I didn't I wore the wrong choice of shirt, but other than that, everybody respected me. '05, I went with, like, matter of fact, I went with some of my Crip homies, and then in '06, I went with my girlfriend at the time. But then again, we saw like a whole fight, or we saw like a whole fist fight and stuff like that. So, you
Hmm.
know, that
Really?
those are like the 3 years straight I went to the Rican parade.
Okay. But let me just tell you this. Now, in every parade, you have the politicians have to come out. So you had the governor made her appearance. She was received okay. You have the Attorney General. You have the Borough President of the Bronx. You have the Borough President of Manhattan. You have the Attorney General. Good evening, Gigi.
Hey Jose, hey Don.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How y'all doing?
Oh, I'm
I'm all
doing
right.
fine.
That's
I'm doing
good.
fine.
That's good.
I'm just sharing my experiences from the Puerto Rican Day Parade yesterday.
You look cute with your little bandana on. You had a good time?
I had a blast.
That's good.
Well, you know what? We have to represent. Like
A
I have to
Puerto
represent.
Rico.
Yes,
Oh.
and of course, Don Armando represents Dominican pride, and you represent um, the biracial community proudly.
Yeah.
So
That's
Yeah.
good. You had a good time. I always wanted to go to one of them parades as well. They
mm.
look a lot of fun.
Now, yeah.
Gigi.
Huh?
Are you busy in August?
Oh, I'm always busy. Why? What's in August?
Oh no, that's the Dominican parade.
Oh, they have it in New York as well?
Yeah.
I never knew that. They have their own parade as well. Hey, Georgia.
Hey, Georgia.
Hey, Georgia.
Hey, good evening, you three.
Oh, I didn't know they had a Dominican Day parade as well. So why do you think that the Puerto Rican Day parade was that a long like around longer? Is that why more people know about it?
Yes. It's
Okay.
like the original Puerto Rican parade, if I'm not mistaken. Now maybe Jose could clarify this. Is the first Puerto Rican parade was, I think, like in the 1950s, if I'm not mistaken.
You're
Now,
probably right.
yeah, the first Dominican parade was not at its current area, which is the first Dominican parade was in Washington Heights in 1982. So, but then later on, like from when I grew up and everything like that, it was always on Sixth Ave, the Avenue of the Americas. Whereas the Puerto Rican parade is always on Fifth Avenue, and it's a longer route than the Dominican parade.
Mhm.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
I'm
I'm sorry. I gotta share this funny moment. Like, of course, we have parades that brings out the politicians. So the governor made her presence felt. Also, the attorney general. Um, you had senior Senator Chuck Schumer that was there, and most of these people, they got received pretty well. However, where our mayor Aaron Aarons made his presence felt, he didn't get that warm reception that he was expecting. And in fact, one of the organizers of the parade got upset because a lot of the people in my section was booing the mayor. Me, I don't care. I mean, at this point, you know, I don't care either way whether to boo him or not. I mean, because basically it was more about celebrating our pride as people, not because the mayor is not exactly received warmly by some Puerto Ricans. I mean, it is what it is. Some people love him, some people hate him, some people I don't care.
yeah. It's basically to the point when it's New York politics. I don't care 'cause I don't live there anymore. So you know.
You know, I mean, look, I can give you my point of view regarding Eric Aaron's. I just decide, you know what, this is not the time and the place for it. There'll be other opportunities to opine about his honor and what he's done or hasn't done for New Yorkers and things of that nature. So it's more about the pride of being Puerto Ricans, just like in August, the pride to be Dominicans, pride to be biracial, MGNs, and mulattoes and things of that nature. So,
Yeah, I love that about I guess especially the Puerto Rican people because they just like display their flags so much and stuff. They definitely have like a lot of pride in themselves. Not saying that Dominicans don't, but I'm just saying that, Puerto Ricans, they definitely be repping their flag everywhere. It's in their car, it's everywhere.
well, at
You know,
one time, I'm sorry, at one
no,
time, I'm
no,
sorry,
you can
go
go,
ahead,
Jose. You
Jojo.
can, no, you can finish up.
Well, at one time, it was a criminal offense simply to have the Puerto Rican flag. And it
Yeah.
actually, you could found, you were sentenced for 10 years in prison simply for having the flag.
Mm. That makes sense. That makes sense why they would show it so much and show it off so much then, compared to other
Yeah.
groups of people.
I mean, if you actually look at it, like, and then there's like a second Puerto Rican flag. I think it's the flag of Lares, because the guy who I the guy who was, I guess, by the last name, but Betances, he said that Ramon Betances, I believe, they said that his father was from the Dominican Republic.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
And
therefore,
also,
that's what.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, our national anthem, which is the La Boriqueña, there's a different version. Uh, okay, there's the one particular one talk about Christopher Colon when he arrived to Puerto Rico and things. And there's a different version of La Boriqueña. Okay. Now, Giorgio, I think you're trying to say something.
Yeah, I was just going to just quickly say is that I just think that it's already like an intrinsic quality of Caribbean culture and people to be very, very well in touch with their ethnic and national identity. Because there is like a Jamaican restaurant around here, and the people do display around the Jamaican flag quite a bit. So it just seems like it's like an intrinsic quality to those of Caribbean origin. But
Oh
yes,
yeah.
Puerto Ricans, that's for sure, though. But I've even, honestly, Don, I've even seen like the same pattern even among Dominicans too. Even in Jamaica, when I was there, though, I saw the same thing. So it just seems like it's a cool, a cool trait of Caribbean culture.
Yo yo
That's
yo
for
yo
Jamaicans
yo
too.
yo yo Giorgio.
Mm-hmm.
If you do go up north, I would invite you to the Dominican parade.
I'm down.
Okay.
And even
All
to
right,
the
cool.
PR parade too, though. I mean, like I will also say this though, but I've already had a good time in places like the Humboldt Park neighborhood. You know where that is, right?
Yeah, I've heard of it. I have friends that actually used to live out. They used to actually live out there.
Yep. Humboldt Park has always been a PR neighborhood in Chicago since the 50s.
Hey, Michelle.
Hey,
Hey,
Kisha, and good
Kishel.
evening. Good
Oh,
evening,
hey,
Michael.
Cashel.
I do actually prefer Dominican food. I'm not gonna lie. Their
Hey, Cashel.
flavor is just a tiny bit better. Jose, be honest. As a Puerto Rican, do you prefer Puerto Rican food or Dominican food?
Well, okay. Well, of course, I have a bias being
Yeah,
Boricua. Okay, but I love the both. But let's
yeah.
bring Michael into the conversation.
Hi, Michael.
How's it
What's
going?
Hey,
up,
How's it
Michael?
Michael.
going with y'all? Pretty
Oh, very
good,
well.
pretty
How
Hey,
about
good.
yourself?
Well,
Yeah,
all right.
man. Here in
Yo,
California
Michael.
representing. What's
Yo,
up?
Michael. Have we spoke before?
Oh man, I think.
Yeah, I forgot what chat it was, but I know that I've heard you before.
Yeah, I think maybe Christina's channel.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not really
act-
Yeah,
familiar
probably.
with Michael.
actually, Michael, you were present when I interviewed Extina.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I know there was an
Well,
after party somewhere.
yeah. Well,
Right.
speaking about that, next month I'm gonna have a visitor come see me. So I'm gonna get
Yeah.
this. So I'm gonna finally get some samples some Dominican food.
Did you say
Yeah.
something new?
Yeah. Now he said he's gonna sample some Dominican food.
Oh, okay.
I mean, hey, welcome to my life. I sample Dominican food every day. Yeah.
I won't have any biases. I will probably like the food just as much as the other.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would equally like Puerto Rican and Dominican food equally.
Yeah.
I have no bias.
Y'all ask
Well,
me, you know what it is.
Yeah.
Speaking about your
Yeah.
flag, Michael, though, I absolutely love Mexican food, though, and my favorite place around here
Yeah.
is Roberto's Taco Shop.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I love. I ain't gonna front. Me and my wife, we actually make Mexican food.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
there you go. There you go. Get some of that mole or
but you know,
chilaquiles
but
Nice.
you
in
know
And I
something.
think you asked.
Yeah. But you know something.
Cheese and meat, I'm in.
But you know
Sour
something.
cream.
5 years ago, I was actually in Mexico, and I actually got the opportunity to actually sample some authentic Mexican food. And I gotta
That's
admit,
good, Jose.
I mean, this is one thing that we have to understand, that there is a difference with the so-called what passes for Mexican food here in the United States compared to authentic Mexican food. Now, no, this regarding Mexican food over here or Mexican people. But I mean, it's nothing like eating actually authentic Mexican food in Mexico.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. That's facts. I remember. I remember when I was a kid and I was up in Tamaulipas, Matamoros. I was 10 years old, by the way. Even though I only spent like 4 hours out there. When I ate the tacos out there, it was way better than the tacos in Taco Bell.
Hell yeah, man.
Yep.
Please. The tacos are talk about that's a poor imitation compared to actual
I
authentic.
do like that. I do like the Tex, what do they call it? Tex Mex, though, too. It is good, too, as well.
But
I mean,
actually, um, as a Mexican, I can say that Tex-Mex, the authentic Tex-Mex, is better than Taco Bell because after Texas gained
Yeah.
independence from Mexico and joined the Confederates and then became part of the states, they had their own 10 years of independence and they, I guess, experimented with their food and they called it like Tex-Mex. That way they can feel distinct.
yeah,
Cool.
but then sometimes it's like here in New York, not like here in the East Coast, you might have some places that they'll be like, okay, we're Tex-Mex, right?
Yeah,
But then the thing is though, it's just a name brand, and that's it. And
it's
you
marketing.
as a Mexican, yeah, exactly. Like you as a Mexican, you could actually agree on this next statement on what I'm going to say,
Yeah. Hmm.
because in all Mexican food ain't the same. It depends on what region that you're
Oh,
from.
no, no.
Am I correct?
Yeah, exactly. That's correct. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like for example,
In northern
like in New
Mexico,
York.
there's more meat. Yeah, go ahead.
hmm Like in New York, right? You got most of the Mexican population, which are from Morelos
From
and
central Mexico.
Puebla, right?
Yeah, in Puebla. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
and and then I'm guessing the West Coast and Texas and all that, depending on where in Mexico everybody's from.
Yeah.
You might have people who are like eighth generation Mexicans or something like that, and then you got the Mexicans who come from like the other regions that you never heard of in
Yeah,
Mexico.
yeah.
So every Mexican food is not going to taste the same because of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and
It's like in northern Mexico. I can tell you this, like here where I live in San Diego, There's a lot of people
Mhm.
from like northern Mexico and central Mexico, but mostly from northern Mexico. Not like
Oh,
we're
nice.
in the
Okay.
East Coast, like
And
in New
also,
York and Chicago.
There's this channel,
Uh,
this guy named like Tyler Oblivion. I forgot how you say his last name. It's kind of like a Spanish
Uh-huh.
last name, but it seems like he's a white dude. And he went to a city in Mexico where it's like they make Coca-Cola there, and like they all like drink Coca-Cola and no water. Have y'all seen that?
no, I
I think
haven't.
I missed that.
Oh, it
Yeah.
was
You
really,
I
talking?
think
really,
I
really
missed it.
interesting.
You
Yeah, they
talking
all
about
have like
Tyler?
diabetes, and yeah, they drink like it's cheaper to drink Coke than like water, which is kind of weird.
You know
Yeah, you
what?
talk.
Maybe because of the taxes that's involved, of the fees that's levied for the drinking water.
Yeah,
Right.
but it was
Yeah, that could
interesting.
be a possibility.
Yeah.
Michael, you say you're from San Diego?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yep.
Nice. I'm from Berkeley.
Mhm. Well,
Oh, not too far.
speaking.
Oh, that's
Speaking.
pretty far from you though. Berkeley's in the Bay Area.
Oh yeah, that's like 9-10 hours. But
8-hour drive from where you are to Oakland.
yeah.
Well,
Yep.
speaking of San Diego, I'll have the opportunity to travel to San Diego in November because I'll be attending a benefits conference that's sponsored that my union's welfare fund would be participating.
Then you also need to come out here to
San Jose.
see me and Denise too.
Well, the fact of the matter was, if it wasn't for the fact that I was recovering from knee replacement surgery, I would have been going to LA. But you know what? There's a time in the season for everything.
Jose, I
Yes,
missed the
indeed.
content. What happened when you and Don met up? I didn't see any content.
You know what? The next time we will add something. It's just that basically it's a lot of like talking behind the scenes. The typical YouTube politics and things of that nature.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
on top of it, I actually took Don Jose to one of my favorite restaurants. Again,
You guys should have filmed. That would have been so nice.
You know what?
I
I
know.
know,
Yeah,
but
that's what I would like to do though when I actually meet you all IRL though, because that's taking
but
transparency to a whole new level.
Exactly.
but
That's just in my eyes. Like Dawn, when I see
but
you, gotta make something together.
Oh
you
yeah,
know
of
something.
course.
One thing you gotta be mindful, if they're playing background music, one thing you have to be careful because you don't want to get hit with a copyright strike because nowadays YouTube is very selective of things of that nature.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but you're not
speaking about
monetized, so it would have been able to slide.
yeah, but speaking about YouTube, what we're gonna do is we're gonna change the focus, and we're gonna get into the main topic.
Well, I
Yeah.
so
Don
enjoyed our
Jose,
conversations about food and
What do these
culture.
two losers do now?
yeah, Don Jose. I'm about to hop off. Thank you for having me on your panel. So I'm just gonna listen in the cloud. So
Okay, well, thank you very much for stopping by, Don Armando. Okay,
anytime.
Bye, Don.
Bye.
Peace.
okay.
Peace.
Let me just give some background. Okay, now with Fresh and Fit, they have a reputation of being very controversial, to put it mildly. Okay, it's just that they like to portray themselves as being mentors of men or what men should be and things of that nature. However, they air a lot of controversial content, and also they allow women of how can I say this without being too offensive? Women where some people would consider them of low moral character.
Sex
And,
workers.
okay, I'm I'm just
So
I
what are
put
we
the G
talking
on it.
about exactly?
That's the trick they do now. They put the G on it. They say segs, segs workers.
Okay, so they used to, there was monetized on YouTube, but they lost their monetization due to constantly with their content. Of course, at one point they allowed Nick Fuentes to enter the platform and say some racist stuff. Also, they also made some racist stuff regarding the African American community and things like that. Obviously, I'm not going to show it because I got better taste than that. I mean, unlike Fresh and Fit, I actually do produce content. Okay, and and I know some people consider my content to be boring, but it cannot be all that boring because last week my platform actually reached over 100,000 views and getting close to 400 subs. So I must be doing something right. But no, but it's just that recently they got upset because you have supporters who don't send in donations. So that actually lost it completely because of the fact they're talking about, oh, I gave up my job where I was saving children's lives, but our content is saving men's lives because we're producing content that men needed to know. And it's like, really?
They're acting like disrespecting women is like life-saving work, right?
Look, let me just look at one thing, and I attribute this because I was raised by a strong woman, my mother. Okay, but I was taught to give respect to everyone, particularly women. Okay, so when they're talking about that and they call these women everything but a child of God and things of that nature and things like that, and then they're trying to pass themselves as a paradigm of what men should be. Excuse me. I mean, hey, they should consider themselves extremely fortunate that their channel did not get deleted, because we have seen various YouTube creators that lost their ability to make money. One of them being Pearly Things, the other one Cynthia G. Now, until recently, I never knew there was such a person like Cynthia G. I never knew there was a person like Pearly Things. I mean, but then again, in my area of YouTube streets, I don't get into all that controversy. I mean, that's fine if you want to go there. But I think it's kind of pathetic. I think it's kind of sad for them to get upset because their supporters are not giving the donations. Well, you got to give them something concrete to give them, concrete to motivate them. Now, one thing I never do, I never really focus on donations. I don't, things like that nature, because I figure, I'm blessed to have a job where I actually make make a salary. Okay, so I'm not relying on YouTube to pay my bills. So
They ruined it for themselves by losing their monetization with the fuckery. The reality is that most people on YouTube don't donate. I learned that a long time ago. So once you lose
Gigi, are you there?
Once you lose what?
I think
What's going on?
I think what Gigi was trying to say, that once you lose your ability to monetize, basically that's it.
Permanent. Mm-hmm. No, Irby's here.
Good evening, Irby.
Can y'all hear me?
Yo.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yep.
What's up, everyone?
Can y'all hear me?
Hey, Multi. Good evening. Thank you for
Hey,
stopping
Multi.
by.
They can hear me, yes.
Yeah. Go ahead. Whoever wants to speak. Oops.
No, I was listening to you guys. So, what's going on now?
Yeah.
Okay, hear me?
Okay. It's coming a little choppy. So I don't know. Okay. Well, you see, this is the thing. When it comes to certain creators like Fresh and Fit, okay, you know the saying, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. When you live on the fluffery, you're going to die by it.
Yes, and go on.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I granted, I'm not, see, I never claimed to be, look, when I decided to be a YouTube creator, I mean, I didn't think I was going to be like a big, huge creator. I mean, I'm just a small creator. I'm like 5 short of 400 subs, but you know, I'm creating content where you know, hopefully people get some benefit out of it. Now let's see if Gigi is able to speak.
Can you hear us?
Can y'all hear me?
Okay.
I can now, a little better.
Yeah, it's a little better. Okay.
Maybe she's having some
you know what?
reception issues. But
I
carry
have
on.
a feeling that the mentally and intellectually challenged people are trying to prevent some people from getting on the stream.
Well, in the era of cancel culture that we're in, I wouldn't really be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, if you're having people behind closed doors tell you to excommunicate me from the platform, then that's no surprise. But yeah.
Well, you know what? You know what? It backfired. It backfired because not only did not excommunicate you, I made you a mod.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, long story short, maybe somebody is trying to prevent Gigi from coming on. But, you know, like, who knows still? But if I had to take an educated guess, she's probably having some Wi-Fi reception issues.
Well, you know what? But you know what? I can sympathize because I've been through it myself. So let's see.
Oh, here she is.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
It's
Much
oh
better.
my goodness!
Now I
It's
can
like
hear
they're
you
trying to.
better, though.
It's like
You
it's like a
don't sound-
conspiracy from trying to get you to get on the platform.
My Wi-Fi went out. Hey, Multi. Sorry about that. No, I was just saying that once you lose your monetization, you might as well just open up like a Patreon or like a website, like if that's your goal to make money, because depending on people donating, you're not going to get anywhere because most people don't donate on YouTube.
Yeah. Actually, Multi, just to bring you up to speed, it seems like Fresh and Fit got upset and calling the people that don't donate dusty. I mean, look, you know this is a saying. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. You live by the clownery, you're gonna die by it. I mean, that's and look, and the fact of the matter is, they're lucky they still have a platform.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that the three of us here are still standing strong and that we still have our platforms. Going back to my usual sharing of some throwback pictures.
Yeah. Even my other channel, which is basically it's a struggle channel, is actually even that channel is getting subs. I mean, last week My other channel, which is Latina Diaspora, actually gained 5 subs.
Well, like a recent video that I also just uploaded of my dog just right now, though, that already received some decent views, though, is just because you are putting a new topic, a new theme and subject out there that appeals to a certain crowd on YouTube. And since we do have a large animal loving community on here, a lot of people are appreciating my dog. And I really enjoy uploading videos of him.
Yeah, you
Wow.
really can't go wrong with animals. My last video did well too. The one that me and Multi did. Shout out to Multi. I think we're at like 2.1 or 2.2K. Yay.
Nice.
Yeah, let me tell you something. I
Y'all can
really
hear me?
okay. Good evening, Irby.
Yeah, hey, Irby.
Y'all can hear me?
Hey,
Yeah.
Herbie.
I
Yeah, we
can.
can hear you.
Oh, there he goes.
Oh boy.
What were you
this is
saying?
Irby,
Oops.
Irby, please don't use your Obama phone to try to get on.
Oh, wow.
But look, this is the thing. It takes a lot of work to create quality content. Okay. And let me tell you something. And I've seen your content, both your Gigi, your Giorgio, and Multi. I mean, it's really high quality.
Thank you. Much appreciated. And the feeling is mutual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We all
Oh,
teamwork it in one way or another. You know what I mean? We come by, we support each other. So we all Multi said y'all messy.
True.
Well, look. I mean, you
So they gotta
gotta
bother Irby about that damn Obama phone, okay?
Hey,
I don't know which kind of phone he has.
I had to deal with the Parkchester Wi-Fi. So if I can deal with the Parkchester Wi-Fi, then Irby can deal with using his Obama phone to get on.
I don't even know which kind of phone Irby even has. So is it an Obama phone? I mean, I've never had one.
Jose just teases him. Do Obama phones still exist?
Actually,
I don't know. I have an iPhone.
I don't think they still exist. Jose just be messing with them.
Ah, I see.
Hey, I had to deal with all the remarks regarding the Parkchester Wi-Fi. So,
well, hey, I guess you're just messing around with your other, I guess your online son.
you know what?
Is Irby your online son too? Like
Irby said it's a
18th
Metro.
letter is.
Irby said it's a Metro PCS.
He says T-Mobile. Let's see.
Oh,
Irby
look
said
at
T-Mobile.
Multi.
A Metro piece of shit. I literally can't be laughing at nobody because my whole Wi-Fi and everything is bad right now.
But you know something. Actually, believe it or not, I consider all of you my cyber children. Now, I don't know if you consider me your cyber dad, though.
I would say yes.
And I don't know if Gigi, you consider me I'm your cyber father. I mean, I consider you one of my cyber children.
I know, it's kind of weird though. I just kind of see you as my friend, Jose. But it's very sweet that you say that because we're like your cyber children. But I guess I don't know. I just see you as like a really good friend, not really like a dad.
Same
Well,
here, though. I know what you mean by like.
Yeah, it's
cyber
really
dad and
sweet
this and that,
though,
though.
yeah.
But I get that part though, which is why I don't mind it though. But yeah, I think in its actual context, you're just a really good friend to us.
Multi said you're a cyber grandpa.
Well, you know, actually, I'm almost old enough to be her grandpa, believe it or not.
I mean, but yeah, I mean, I guess you probably are like around my dad's age though. Like when I think about it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But you know, it's just that it's just that it's meant to be a sign of warmth and love and affection. That's what it
Yes,
is.
and we definitely receive it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because more importantly, I actually had a real father who did stuff like pay for my piano school back in the day. So
Okay.
I'm always going to have my
Good
real
evening,
daddy real.
Malcolm.
That's
Mm,
Irby under his other page, his troll channel.
Malcolm X, Malcolm X Little.
Okay. Okay. Actually, multi. I know. Okay. When I mean almost, I gotta be at least 30 to 35 years your senior. Gotta keep it real.
Yeah, Multi said you the godfather of YouTube, of this space, anyways. Irby, you good?
Okay, Irby. Okay, Irby.
Yeah,
Let's see if you
yeah,
can
I'm
use
good.
your
I just had to switch to my other account.
From Malcolm X Little to this. Interesting. Okay. May I actually let me ask a question. Since where's the real Malcolm X from?
Alaska, Nebraska,
Which city?
Omaha, Nebraska.
There. Okay. Because I'm like, if you're going to, I guess,
Okay,
troll
Irby.
around
Hey,
with
you
his
didn't think he
name
was gonna
though,
know
then
the answer.
I hope you didn't look it up though. But yeah, if you're going to troll around with the name though, then at least know where he was born and raised.
Yeah,
now.
there's somebody that was talking shit because they found out my burner account was that they were talking about also Irby's pro-black now. I'm like, no, I was just
Isn't Malcolm in the Middle? Wasn't that a show?
Yeah, with Frankie Muniz.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Frankie Muniz. Yep.
yeah,
Right.
but
I grew
Irby.
up with it.
Yeah, but Irby. Let's keep it real. According to some people, you're a simp.
Jose's going in. Jose is going
Oh
in.
yeah, I mean, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to even tell you who
Irby, you gonna let him get away with that or what?
Oh
Grandma,
no!
and
I
I'm
know
old,
somebody who called
lonely,
me.
pathetic.
Somebody
One
as
guy,
a
they,
simp enforcer, though. I'm not going to say
they
any
call me
names, though. But I
black
know. Yes, I'm just like, okay, man, we're done, man, though, because that kind of two-faced behavior is not going to be tolerated by me, though. So if I'm somebody's simp enforcer, then best to you, man, in your life. But goodbye.
shit.
And
I was a simp. Now I'm an install. I'm all types of things in this Facebook.
and don't
Can we
forget,
can
I
we
was.
stop the demonization of simps?
Oh, and don't forget, I was actually. Don't forget, I was actually compared to Hitler.
How could we forget, Jose? You remind us every show.
But look, let me just tell you something. This is the thing. For people to lose their cool because people are not donating to listen to those people act like a bunch of buffoons. Really? I mean, is that not delusional? I don't know what delusion is.
It's been a wild week on YouTube. Everything's calmed down, though, it seems like.
I hope so.
Yeah, it's been a crazy week. Because there's certain people in this space that are trying to bring the smoke over here. And I mean, I don't know if they really think that they're gonna win against like all of the black women on YouTube, but they definitely got the numbers. Our little like mixed race space, we don't got the numbers to go against huge groups of monoracial people, okay?
I already know one woman on here like that, but I'm not saying the names. I mean, I'll just tell you her in private, though. But Gigi, you know who she is. That's all I'm going to say.
Who she is, yeah.
Well, there was this one video from someone I'm not going to mention talking about that you have to be more of a snob because you're pretty. I'm sorry. After like the first 60 seconds, it's like, I'm out.
Yeah, it's like all this content of how you can be a terrible person. And how do you want to be more snobby? Do you want to be more stuck up? Do you want to be more? It's just like, no, actually, we're trying to like build to be better people. More grounded, more humble.
Well, that's what.
As we get older, we mature.
Well, that's what happens when you hear the comments from the Pretty Dumb Club.
The what club? The what club?
The Pretty Dumb Club.
Oh.
Herbie loves the Pretty Dumb Club. I see him all over there. He's twerking all in the comment section. He loves
Where?
it.
I'm blocked
Jose,
from
did
the
this
where.
turn into roast night? That's what Multi said. I think this turned into we going to just roast each other or what?
Actually, it wasn't. It wasn't. Actually, this was originally a reaction.
Where, Juicy? I'm blocked from there. You know they don't allow men over there. They do not allow men there. Well, certain men, but they don't allow men over there.
You know what? That's fine. If the Pretty Dumb Club want to run their area, that section of YouTube that way, that's perfectly fine. I'll stick to my little corner YouTube, whatever, and I'll just be my little old self.
It only took me one time to disagree. It only took me one time to disagree with them, and I was blocked like this.
Well, okay,
I don't want to be associated with it. Chrissy had talking about the biracial exotical. I said, I'm not no exotical. I'm just a biracial woman, okay? They exoticals, in my opinion, would be the Dominicans, the people, foreign people, you know what I mean? Or if you're like Hispanic and Black mix, maybe, or just, I guess, like the brown skin exotical types or whatever. Like, I wouldn't necessarily just throw biracial women into that category,
Middle Eastern women, Asian women. That's
Multi.
I thought that was where the exoticals were.
So, Multi, are you talking about our friend from Canada that suffers from delusion?
I forgot all about that guy. That guy
he knows everything about the United States, and he doesn't.
Who, Daffy Duck?
No, I'm referring to our friend from Canada.
I didn't even know he existed.
Yeah, Jose, I forgot all about that guy, and it is honestly best that he remains forgotten about. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. Though his jokes about you were hilarious, though, but he's been long forgotten about. You should probably stay.
Jokes about who?
Jose being, the lonely, senile guy. Yeah. Well, Gigi's certainly having a good time, though. We need to laugh because laughing is good for the soul.
He's forgotten, but he's always somewhere. He's probably in the clouds watching.
I don't mind light roasting and jokes or whatever, as long as everybody, you know what I mean. It's funny. I can take a joke as well as I can dish one.
Well, considering my other channel, which is really more of a struggle channel, has more views than his, he's in no position to talk.
Jose, exactly. I literally forgot you had another channel. Are you posting on that channel?
Yes, I do. In fact, I do it once
share
a week.
them on your community wall.
I actually, it's the description. The channel is in the description.
No, but you got to share them on your community wall to promote them because I know.
I'll do that. It does that. Okay, it says that, you know what it is? Between trying to create content from two different channels and then dealing with my upcoming surgery, it's like, okay, but believe me, once I'm on medical leave, I'm gonna have all the time in the world. But this is the thing. Now, I get it. People do whatever they want to do because they think they're going to generate views. I mean, look, acting like a clown, yeah, you're going to get views for a while. And you'll get subs, but after a while, people are going to get sick and tired of the clownery.
Yeah.
That's why I'm
I thought
sorry.
you were going to talk about those
I'm not
cornballs.
trying.
I thought you were going to talk about those cornballs fresh and fit.
Okay.
Can I ask a
Actually,
question, Jose? And actually, this could be a question anybody can answer.
yeah.
So, for everybody, so what exactly constitutes as a quote unquote struggle channel, though? Because you can have a small platform in a small circle, which there's nothing wrong about that, though, but a small circle does not mean that you're struggling. So, I'll
Well,
be waiting
technically,
for a
we're all
response.
struggle channels. Let's be real. We're all struggle channels at this point. It just means a smaller channel or whatever. And it's just like, what content creators like to call each other when they're fighting. It's like they're like, oh, you're clout chasing, you're clout. Everybody says that when we fight, right? Everybody's clout chasing, but like that's what content creators do. If you're talking about another YouTuber in some way or another, you're clout chasing, especially if they're a big content creator.
Yeah, but it's just like the quote unquote struggle doesn't really like connotate anything good, which is why I'm saying that like even though like sometimes we can get like racially charged here, since well not racially charged though, but more like a circle around like racial issues. Yeah, I see that though, but they're like another wide range of topics that people cover on their platform. So, but they're small though, but just because they're small doesn't mean that they're struggling. So I
Well,
don't
the
know.
channels in this sector are going to like struggle a little bit, but you got to think about it realistically. It's because we are the minority, especially if you're talking about mixed race topics. Like, we're not the majority. That's why I say people in the space that think they're going to go up against the Black women empowerment spaces is like they have the numbers. Yeah, I mean, in a couple years or so, biracial people, mixed race people, they're on the rise or whatever. But as of right now, we are a minority within a minority, so our channels are going to be considered struggle channels compared to big, like, you know,
I think they can go against
whatever,
the
Like
black
pro-black
side
Cynthia,
channel.
channels
like
or
Cynthia
whatever.
G when she actually had her platform though. I mean, yeah, I get that though. The minority within a minority status, that's understandable though. But I think that maybe the word struggle in itself is subjective though, because I mean, even I'm a small platform though, but clearly a lot of my family-based themes actually garner a lot of good attention, a decent amount though, and it's not really like quote unquote struggling though, but I get how somebody's going to subjectively view it in that manner. So I'd have to respectfully agree to disagree on that though, but I get it.
Well, the person in the space that has like the biggest channel, but they've kind of like widened the whole like target audience. So yeah, it's going to grow faster than everybody else's channel. And even though I welcome like everybody on my channel as well, and I do celebrity gossip, but like the most content that I do is really mixed race content. So yeah, but if you open it up and you just focus like on other stuff, then you're going to garner a wider audience. So it's just kind of part of the whole deal or whatever. And plus, a
Yeah.
Yeah,
lot of these
because
channels are
lady,
shadow
because like
banned as well.
I get that though, because I mean, like Lady Marmalade though, I mean, like she only has now like at this point like a couple thousand subs still, and I guess that still is in the category of a small channel though, but she's doing like so wonderfully well though with a lot of the Louis Creole content. So I don't know, it's hard for me to call her a struggle channel though, but I get that in the views of somebody else, they will
But
view it like that subjectively.
A Creole channel is still going to reach a larger audience than a straight up biracial channel. Like even All Mixed Up, she has a good channel as well, but she's Creole and it's Creole focused, right? It's just going to do better, and it's going to like reach more people, in my opinion, than just a
And
strictly black
Yeah.
white
and
channel.
that's suggestive. Like somebody having a struggle channel, that is suggestive. It's all in
I'm
the
like,
eye of the beholder. Whoever person think somebody else's channel is a struggle channel.
well, no, I mean, like I could
And
see I'm
also,
gaining a few subs per day though. So what's
Lady
up?
Creole also cams up. She's the whole video. That does help too, obviously she's very beautiful. She's funny. She has a lot going on for herself. She has a good channel. So I definitely support her channel. Molly says I'm
Yeah.
not a struggle channel. I just
You
say
Yeah,
know that
struggle
makes
channel because just meaning a small channel. You know what I'm saying? Compared.
yeah. It's just like, again though, it just doesn't really carry a good connotation to it though. Hence why I've like, let's just say like if you maybe barely have subs still and they barely and your stuff barely gets any views still, then yeah, you can constitute that as a struggle channel though. But you still get some decent views and engagement, but yet you're small, then doesn't mean that you're struggling though. And I think that maybe Multi's probably I guess agreeing with me on that issue though. But the thing is that I'm open to all sorts of new ideas and opinions.
I guess I'm humble in that way because there's like so much further to go. But I mean, ultimately, I get decent views for the amount of subscribers that I have. So, I really a struggle channel also is just like a channel that's not growing, that's not improving. It's just struggling along, you know.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, look, I mean, it was the fact of the matter was only like back in November, I just hit like 40,000 views, and then it seems like, particularly with the shorts, I mean, it just the amount of views have grown, and I also gained a lot of subs with the shorts.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, and this and the way I also look at it though is that just because like you may have like a bigger platform, that doesn't really mean that your character is great at all though. Because I'm not going to say her name though, but I mean we know this woman though, and all she usually does all day every day is rat-a-tat-tat on other black women though, and she is, she definitely has a large platform though, but that doesn't really mean that the stuff that she does is great. Whereas
Well,
somebody who
yeah.
has a smaller platform, though, they're doing wonderfully well, very beautiful, and a wonderful character like Lady Marmalade. I'll take her smaller channel though over the ratchet larger channel of tens and thousands of views and subs.
Yeah, but also I'm not impressed by really subs on YouTube because a lot of these people, just because you see a lot of people commenting and liking, it doesn't mean they have that number. Like, a lot of people buy subs and then their channels take off. We saw even Angry Biracial did that until it finally became a channel that was actually doing well. So a lot of people do that. So you can't really look at subs. When I look at a channel, I look at the engagement. I look at how many people are watching. I look at how many people are commenting, how many likes you have, because real engagement will tell really if the numbers are, if the math is mathing basically, and
Yeah,
and
and
yeah, that
and
Yeah,
person
because
might look like she has a bigger, she has a bigger channel than us, but does she have 20,000 subs? Absolutely
probably
not.
probably. I
Yeah,
mean, I'm
exactly
gonna
because
advise anybody
absolutely
not
not.
to.
I can guarantee. I will tell you for sure. I'll take it to the bank. She don't got 20,000 subs. She don't got 19,000 subs. Okay.
HRD saying they be buying subs. I don't know how you.
Okay,
Yeah, you can
I'm
buy
gonna tell
subs.
you guys, please don't do that. You violate the TOS though, and that can get your channel shut down. I don't even
Yeah,
know how to do that. I don't want to know how. Anyway, I just love the fact that I organically developed and worked hard on my platform without using artificial means to do so.
And
I
it
believe.
sounds great and all that, and it seems like okay, yeah, integrity. But honestly, the thing is about YouTube is integrity. It doesn't seem to matter on YouTube, and even when channels are exposed for buying thousands and thousands of subs, I mean, I don't really see that it affects them. Like people really don't care. So it's just
I mean,
crazy.
I don't get why somebody is going to buy subs. So I mean, like, I cannot imagine putting forth my hard-earned money into, using artificial means just for the sake of views or engagements. I mean, like, I'm doing fine now, so I'm not
But
wasting
even
my
artists
hard-earned
do
money.
that. They
Mhm.
buy streams and stuff like that. It's just that's why I say you really everything is smoke and mirrors on YouTube. You really can't believe what you see. I've learned that now. So I just look at the engagement and see are people actually really on the channel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
And
mean, like, I'll let
also you
people.
can also everybody that subscribes to you doesn't necessarily watch your content. You know what I mean? Like Jose said, he might have got a lot of subs even from shorts, but does that mean they're gonna watch a live stream? Not necessarily. You know what I mean?
that's true. Because look, let me tell you something. Like a typical live stream will get anywhere from say maybe 50 to 100 views. Okay. And I get it. Not everyone has the time to watch a stream that's 2 hours long or whatever. And I try to keep it no more than 2 hours. But if you're talking about like a short, like a minute long or even 2 minutes long, I mean, if it's positive, you're going to get a lot of views.
That's why I upload a lot of shorts, so you can actually see that I don't really have a whole lot of regular videos, so except for maybe like a couple ones about the Creole still, and then just me in the mountains, and then a couple other miscellaneous stuff. But the vast majority of my videos are shorts that actually get decent engagements.
Yeah, I always say it, but I really need to focus on subs. And even like I be telling Multi too, and Jose, even you too, like when a lot of these bigger content creators, they'll like do their live streams, but then they'll take like funny parts of the live stream and make it or like, funny or crazy parts of the live stream and make it into a short, and that helps as well.
Yeah.
What's her name be doing that? Lovely T be doing that.
A lot of people do that, yeah. I mean, even Chrissy on her live stream, she was like, oh, her manager or whatever, her social media manager was like, we got to do shorts. So like even the bigger channels are like, hey, we got to focus on these shorts, because the shorts really is a way to, gain a lot of subs. But you have to continue making shorts though, because like I said, just because they subscribe to you doesn't mean they're going to watch your live streams, doesn't mean they're going to watch your videos. They might just be there for the shorts,
Yeah.
Yeah, like a lot of people sub to me though because of my shorts.
Yeah, I watch a lot of shorts on YouTube as well, so.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just be honest though, but the human attention span is pretty poor. And so the shorts help in terms of capturing the attention.
Yeah.
Because they only require you to have just at least a minute.
That's why I try to keep my videos under 10 minutes, because they say even
Yeah.
when you have long videos, it'll turn people off from even clicking on them. And it's true. How many times have y'all seen a video and it might look interesting, the title, but if it isn't that interesting, you're like 20 minutes, you're like, hell no. You know what I mean?
It really depends on what the main subject matter is. So now, like if it's like a really good
It's gotta be
sermon
something
that
real
I like,
good.
though, that's a different story, though. But for any other like worldly issue, nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, but I don't want to mention this person's name, but I think I know what we're talking about. But when she got talking about becoming more snobbish, it's like, I'm sorry. I mean, I can stomach a lot of stuff, but it's like, no, thank you.
But see, that's the problem. I know who you're talking about, but and they're perpetuating the stereotype, and then next thing you know, when you see other people like Chrissy, they'll use that and say, you see, they'll always use one particular mixed person. They always they will go after the biracial woman. You see, I told you they were, whatever.
And that's why when me and Multi come out and talk shit and everybody's like, oh, y'all are hating, it's like, no, you're doing all this trolling, and it always falls back down onto biracial women. You understand what I'm saying? And that it really does put a target. I mean, I don't even like to give nobody credit that I don't really like. I mean, even Mulatto Vanguard, on one of his videos I watched, he was talking about that, like putting targets. I mean, some people are going to fight the stereotypes, we're not colorists, and this or that or whatever. You know what I mean? And y'all are out here saying, hey, we are and we're proud type shit. Not saying per se, just people who do that on YouTube and just, you know what I mean? We're gonna embody those stereotypes, we're going to revel in it, it's not really good for your people.
Yeah.
You forget kids watch this, and not even just kids, young adults, and they see and they get all negative stuff about people, and it carries over in real life, and they might go and mistreat other mixed race people in real life, and I don't think people look at stuff like that,
Yeah. Unfortunately, when you have people who act a certain way, it kind of creates a false image that everyone in that community is the same way. That's why I always say, you cannot judge a whole community based on one or two people.
Yeah, it's just like the way I say it though is that each group, each collective is going to have their strengths, their weaknesses, their shortcomings, their flaws, etc. Though it's just people like to fixate on just like the bad before they start to see any kind of good, though.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Sorry, I just wanted to say that a lot of people spent a lot of time saying, "Oh, you guys are so bad. You're bad for our image because you're out here because you're fighting." Well, yeah, we were fighting back, but nobody has nothing at all to say about the people that are out here that are perpetuating these terrible stereotypes about us. And unfortunately, I've just come to the realization that, unfortunately, a lot of these stereotypes are true because there does seem to be a lot of racist and colorist mixed race people,
There
especially in
are.
these spaces.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, like if you go
You
onto
know,
like Facebook GG though, and you actually like go into many of like the groups though, you will actually see it though, and then you will actually see like mods like hey complaining about how hey there's too much anti-black sentiment so and too much colorist attitudes pervading the place. No, I've seen it. That is
Yeah, it's
true.
sad.
Oh yes,
mhm.
oh absolutely. Though
This
that's what
space is
else.
running rampant with racist and colorist mixed race people.
Oh yeah, so have you noticed on here though, like people basically calling each other black as an insult?
Yeah, we're one of the
That's a prime
people.
example though. I
Yeah.
mean that's very much self-projecting
According
though,
to
but
some
I'm like,
people,
okay,
according to
you
some
call it.
people, I'm dark skinned in this speed. I'm a dark skinned man. I ain't never know that. That was the first time I heard that. But hey, I don't have no issue with dark skinned people. But hey,
Yeah, because both those like me and the Ant Report got that. So we go from being mixed guys to now just black. And then we're mixed again and now we're black again though when they want to throw an insult. I'm like,
There's
I'm not
there's
gonna
a
look at me. I'm gonna
there's a
look at
huge
white and call
bias.
it what's
There's a
up?
huge bias against black people and a big sucking up of white people in this space.
Yeah. Even
Absolutely.
even Lady Marmalade, even on your stream, I think a couple weeks ago, kind of even brought up how she's even seen like some of these anti-black attitudes pervading the place.
Hmm.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So
she
yeah,
even said there's some people were trying to call her just a light skinned black woman. I was like, what?
Well, they do that to try to humble us, but they don't realize they make themselves look stupid because like you're showing your own self-hatred. Like
Yeah.
you can't shame me for being black when I'm half black.
oh
So I don't,
yeah,
you
yeah. Oh,
know.
look at what Multi said in the chat. Yes, even even she did that to me though because she was saying that even about me in private though, but that backfired though. I'm like, you didn't think I'd find out about that because she did that to me and did that to Anthony.
Well, look,
Busted.
let me look. I mean, people can paint themselves what they wish, but we know how people really are, and that's all I'm gonna and that's all I'm gonna say about the subject. But then again, Irby, you being called black, but then again, I have been called a white, senile, only white guy, and I'm surprised no one called me being fat phobic.
Well, I don't think that anybody on this panel wears a mask, though, because all you guys have to do is look at my community tabs and look at my results. My whole genealogy is right there.
Yeah, on my original channel, I had my DNA results up. Maybe I'll put it up on my new channel or on this channel, I should say.
Go
Mhm.
right ahead and
But I mean,
do
at the end of the
it.
day, like everybody knows who I am. Like, there's nobody really comes at me like that in that way because, I've been doxxed down to my draws out here on YouTube. Y'all already know who I am.
Same.
Oh, I like
I
the new
mean,
profile pic you got, Gigi.
Huh?
The new profile pic. I like the picture.
Oh, thank you.
I'm not worried about that though, because people who know the less tend to be the loudest, and people who never show themselves speak the loudest.
unfortunately, we have several people who are trying to become the ringleader of the demented circus.
Okay, well, you can't really become any kind of leader in a decentralized community. It needs to be centralized in order to have any kind of real leader. it needs to be centralized, and you actually need a good hierarchical platform as well. Does this have it?
The biggest channel on our space is a troll. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, what the hell is going on? Literally, the biggest channel in our space is a damn troll. Okay, that is actually bringing heat this way. I've seen
Yeah.
so many more streams from different channels, talking about biracials and exoticals and all this other stuff. It's a mess. It's a mess.
And the exoticals are not even some of them are not even mixed. Some of them not even light skinned, but that's another story. But anyway.
No offense to any of like the channels on here that go under the exotical title, but no offense to you ladies, but I don't follow you guys because I can't see you too. Because the way I work is that you can see me, you can see what I do. I think I should be able to see you.
So, Georgia, let me ask you something. You wouldn't follow somebody's channel if if you couldn't see them, like if they was like anonymous?
Yeah, I don't do that.
Oh.
Yeah, if they were not anonymous, and I probably would express support though, but I don't know. After everything I've gone through for the past year and a half in these sectors, I'm like, you can see me, you can see what I was about, this, that, and the third. I think I have a right to see you.
Well, all of you guys have been around long enough to know that in the beginning, we didn't really play that shit because it was like we got tricked by Smiles. And after that, everybody was very focused on who the new people were coming in the space and who they really were. And then, now all that's kind of out the window. Now it's like, hey, just make a channel and be anonymous and get a voice changer. It's like, no, we don't need y'all coming over here with your fake voices and your avatars, starting trouble.
Yeah, but you know
I
what,
mean,
Gigi?
those avatar-loving folks can actually check out one of my other videos of me in hiking in the mountain, unfiltered.
But Gigi,
You can see that. I should be able to see you.
Gigi, all serious.
Huh?
When you allow the Latinos to come to your platforms, you two ladies receive a lot of pushback just simply because you're allowing us to opine.
Everything that we've ever done has brought a lot of pushback, and that's why I say it's so funny, because it's the double standard, and it really just is so much jealousy and hate in this space because now everybody's blindly following trolls. So I don't care anymore. All I do is just stay in my lane now and just do my own thing. Because to be honest, I lost faith in this space. Like I said, all of the colorist and racist people too. I don't want nothing to do with that. I have my real face out here. I don't believe in that type of stuff. My family watches my channel. I mean, yeah, if they see me arguing or being a little ratchet, that's one thing. But I'm not up here being racist and colorist. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I definitely have fallen into the trap. I've fallen into the trap of sinking down to other people's levels that have came at me in that way. But we grow as content creators, and
my family follows me too. Though I have my mom here, I have my auntie here, my brother here. So
my dad
see all this
my
stuff.
brother, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
I plan on going all the way with my channel, so I'm not trying to be canceled.
What about the people in the chat room? Do your family members watch your channels?
Yes.
Maybe one of my siblings might watch once in a while, but otherwise, I mean, they just think I'm crazy for doing this YouTube thing. It's like, look, first of all, it's a hobby. It's something I enjoy. I enjoy creating content and talking about stuff. A lot of times, stuff that not many people talk about. Okay, I know some people might consider it kind of lame, boring, whatever. But you know what? It's my channel. I decide what I want to talk about.
And just to be a quote unquote struggle channel, like they say, the reality of it is that when we merged over there with that troll channel or whatever, that's when this sector started paying attention to what they even had going on over there, because they've been doing their thing over there and nobody was paying attention. So, she want to call us a little struggle channel or whatever, but nobody over here was even paying them any mind until we went over there and started talking to them. So there's that.
Well, if I gotta create when I create a channel, I gotta have a little thing skin thing because somebody said I have a struggle channel. I'm gonna go off.
Oh, you can't. That's like the least somebody can say about you on here.
Look, let me tell you something. The fact of the matter is, anyone that's seriously about wanting to create a channel, they're gonna have a thick skin because people are going to, hate. Okay, whether it be your content or because of the people that you hang with. That's why I say, and people, if you don't like it, too bad. If you're cool with me, I'm cool with you. But apparently, someone mistook that, compare me to Hitler simply for making that statement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Welcome back, Michael.
What's up, Michael?
Michael, you were in the chat. So you say you're Mexican and white mixed? Is that what you said in the chat?
Off. I didn't get that. What was the question, Gigi?
Oh, you said did you say you were Mexican and white mixed?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. Both Mexican, but I'm pretty light skinned, so I'd say from my perspective, you're neither. Sometimes I'm not too white enough for the gringos, or I'm not too white enough for white people. And on the other hand, I'm not too Mexican for Mexican people, it depends though. It depends. I mean,
are you considered mixed race though? Do you have a white Mexican parent and then a brown Mexican parent or a black what? Or are they
yeah.
brown skin? Okay.
Yeah, basically like that. Yeah, multiracial. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's what it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It looks like we lost Georgia.
Yeah.
But it's a funny thing. This is something that
what do you think?
we have to do. It's something we have to do. We have some in the Latino sector.
Yeah.
We have certain individuals who love to glorify Spain. Spain is this wonderful paradigm. I got news for you. The Spanish Empire is not going to be resurrected. Okay.
I think that's what Radical says. I mean,
yeah.
I think there's a black legend and there's a white legend. I'm not saying that they were great people, but I would say that we Latin Americans, we're the OG mixed race, a rainbow nation. If people talk about the United States as being so diverse, you guys aren't. We're the only ones.
Yeah.
Mexico and most of Latin America is pretty diverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are mixed race people with different culture, with just a different culture. I mean, in my
opinion,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's why it kind of bothers me when people just want to focus on whether it be this, the heritage from Spain or the heritage from Africa or the indigenous, because we're all part of three.
Although Jose, there's one thing that's kind of still debatable, but the United States, a good part of its territorial acquisition was thanks to the Spanish Empire in many aspects.
I agree. I might be wrong. Can I ask Michael something? I might be wrong, but I don't see I might be wrong. I don't see Mexicans worship Spain like that, or they be involved in the colorism thing like that. I might be wrong. The other.
No, they are involved in the colorism thing. They always talk about how even on their television shows, They have the darker skinned ones as the maids, and they're all like white looking. They definitely have colorism issues.
But some of them
It like exists.
Some of them are Colombians too.
But I think all of Latin America, like, to be honest, like, I personally think that, everyone to a certain degree is sort of born not racist but prejudiced, or like, to a certain degree, a great level of, like, my opinion is this, right? Like, for an empire to fall, another empire has to rise, right? And so, I'd say it's debatable. I'm not saying the Spanish Empire was good, but I will say that, we became a byproduct of them in so many ways. And for example, in Mexico, I always say this: Mexico, as we know it in today, derives from Hernan Cortez and the mixing of, the indigenous peoples. That's the birth of.
But it's kind of
modern
weird though,
Mexico.
because like there is this kind of, like Jose said, this glorification of the Spaniards, which are like pretty much white, right? But they don't claim y'all. You know what I mean? Like, so that's kind of weird.
But Spain
That's
and
the
then the colonizers.
They look down. They're up on the hierarchy, like Venezuelans, right? They're like white, so they're considered like higher on the high.
Yeah.
It all just kind of boils down to the whole like brainwashing of like white supremacy. Let's be honest.
I'll give you another example that many people will not admit to, and this is to like all my Argentinian brothers, but Argentina is essentially, it's a country that 100% turned into a white nation in many aspects, because Argentina for many years has been hiding its slavery history with transatlantic slave trade, and also the indigenous peoples too.
Yeah.
That's something that they won't mention. And not because that they're ignorant, but because, not that because they're racist, but because they don't know their own history.
Yeah.
Because the government has for history. I'd say
they're higher on the hierarchy, and they look down on Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans.
But
I think
here, hold on, here,
no, go ahead.
the Colombians and the Cubans look down on the Puerto Ricans and the Dominicans and all the other people. Like, they considered a part of the hierarchy in Latin America.
Hey, Multi.
Hey, Multi.
Hey. I'm kind of mad I missed the roasting session. That was so much fun.
Did you want to get a little dig in there?
I did. It just wasn't satisfying enough from the, chat. From the floor.
I'm sorry, but I had to say a couple of things regarding the Pretty Dumb Club. And I think,
yeah.
I think
Michael, you got really bad service, Michael. You're like Borging and everything.
How about now? Hold on, let me connect to my
you sound okay now, but I was just saying when you were talking earlier, I didn't want to interrupt you, but it was Borging out, yeah.
Yeah, the Fraudicals, they are definitely a different type of breed. And what I mean by like a different type of breed, like a made up breed altogether. Just fraudulent.
And I guess I will admit she did always say those talking points initially about like, oh, if you have keen features, you're in or whatever, which, okay, I get it. Maybe you're treated differently if you have looser textured hair or, keen features. But I'm looking at these the channel holders that do show themselves, and I'm just like, you guys just, honestly, they look like black women. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand. Yeah.
For me, there has to be like a big difference. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like you're giving off self-hate hatred. Like, I'm not black, I'm exotical, and it's kind of weird, you know.
I have loose hair.
Kind of.
I got a small nose.
I got thin lips.
If you're walking around
Multi.
saying Chloe and Hailey are and Young Miami are exoticals, I'm like, okay then.
Girl.
That's why I refer to them as the Pretty Dumb Club.
The Denial Club.
But do your guys' opinion, do you think it's kind of like harmful for younger like women watching that because they're like, oh, we're not in the pretty girl club because we don't have I don't know, keen features or whatever.
Girl, I think it's harmful for all women. I mean,
Yeah.
them just sitting around feeding into delusions of false grandeur.
I always thought it was harmful. I always told y'all that some of the shit you see here is harmful.
I don't know. They just also have this thing about saying that everyone and everything that moves or breathes there is jealous of them. And I just feel like if you have to keep saying it, then no one really is jealous of you. If you have to like keep putting that out there as a narrative, it just seems like that's something that you want others to believe.
It's like, well, I'm not gonna say it's like it is. They're trying to promote a superiority over there.
Look, when you're trying to boast of superiority simply because of your outer beauty, I got news for you. Beauty fades eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, beauty fades.
Right,
You can get in a car accident tomorrow and your whole face be fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just every day's a blessing, God forbid. But I'm just saying, like, you got to have more stock and things that are a little bit more valuable, like than just like your appearance, I guess. And then they say, oh, the women that don't agree with this content is because they're not pretty. And it's like, no, that's not true either.
No,
not at all.
Think about like Beyonce and like Shakira and Rihanna. You never hear these women talking about how other women specifically are jealous of them. You never, ever, ever see it because, like, do you ever hear Megan Fox saying people are jealous of her? But clearly, obviously, there's, women would be jealous of her. But you never hear her saying that. Or, like, you never see these women that are actually grand wearing that as, like, a badge of honor. And guess what? A lot of those women are friends with a lot of other women because another narrative they have are like, well, we're too pretty to be friends with other women. And it just seems like you're the hater because you can't be friends with other women. Like, that's weird to me because I've seen groups of beautiful, gorgeous women be friends with each other.
Wow.
Also, when she did her live stream, I don't know if you noticed, Jose, if you listened to it when she was so-called dragging me and Multi, she was just saying how we're just so problematic and how we can't get along with anybody, even though we've had friendships on here for years. But yet all of her story times are about how she's kicked out of groups, how this person or that person was jealous of her, about how they didn't like her in church, they didn't like her at work, they didn't like her here. Like,
not at church.
Nobody likes you, ma'am. Like, the problem is you.
There's a reoccurring theme.
Excuse me, time out. I gotta opine on this one. If you're not even liked in church, that's like you have major issues. It's like remember, okay. It's like remember, Gigi. Remember the time I actually cursed in your platform?
Yeah, in the beginning when you weren't used to
how
all the
often you actually hear me curse? I mean, basically, you have to like
you got triggered.
You have to like really get on my last doggone nerve to get me to curse.
Mm-hmm.
I was shocked I heard the church. I thought everybody was.
Jose is very humble.
I thought everybody was welcome at church.
I mean, I don't know. Like, it's for me, it's like Gigi said, it's a reoccurring theme, and she really does come off as someone who has been rejected a lot. And I feel like when you're rejected a lot, kind of like men that are incels, they will chalk it off to just like one thing. And the one thing that she's holding on to, she's like, oh, it just must be jealousy. Babe,
remember, they put something in her thing.
No, you got to take some accountability at some point.
It's your bitchy ass attitude.
It's
But
you're
you get
serving cunt. That's what it is. And not everyone wants cunt for dinner, so
so Gigi,
you can't
so
blame them.
Gigi and Mochi, remember somebody put something in her hair thing when she was in college.
Oh yeah, don't forget about college. Yeah, they hated her in college as well.
Not
Yeah.
college, girl. Not
Oh, okay.
no, listen, y'all. Listen, I don't even want to talk about that because I might accidentally say something and she's gonna be like, "Oh, well, I'm not even gonna comment." Didn't she say she went to a black college?
Yeah, HBCU.
Well, you would think like none of this shit makes sense, okay? Because like I'm a bit of an investigator, okay? I love me some true crime, and the math ain't mathing. If you're saying that women were hating on you since like junior high, right, or even high school, why would you go to a historically black college and then you act shocked when supposedly those same behaviors are being displayed your way? It almost sounds fake, literally.
And if it
Sounds like
is
Jesse
real,
Smollett.
I don't know.
in my personal opinion, if it is real, it's because she said she grew up just like in a white community. So she probably was going over there, being bougie and, and talking white because,
Not
they will make
understanding the
fun of people that
culture.
talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, not like fitting in with the culture, more so of just like,
Not
oh, you're cute.
trying.
We hate
Yeah.
you. Hmm.
If,
Yeah.
judging
Excuse
from what she's saying on her channel, she talking about pretty this, pretty that, and having a snobby attitude, or is it good to be conceited? I guess maybe
The
that's why they probably
pedestal.
whooped your ass.
We got to build our pedestal, ladies.
Maybe that's
Mm.
maybe that's why they whooped your ass.
excuse me.
I thought you
Good
were already
evening.
on one. It doesn't make any sense. None of that shit makes any sense. Everything is hypocritical. It's like they will be an entire stereotype, but then also make fun of stereotypes from monoracial people. None of that shit makes sense to me.
Okay. Good evening, April Showers. Thank you very much for stopping by. But
Hey, April.
it's like delusion 20 times over. Talking about, people don't like me because I'm beautiful. I got beautiful hair. I got a beautiful nose. I got beautiful skin. And da 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 da. Please get a life. I mean, come on. People have more.
People are actually attracted to beautiful people and want to be around beautiful people usually. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah, that's what
Although there are
yeah.
girls that are jealous, but I'm saying for the most part, beautiful people are typically popular.
Exactly. That's how I was like, huh? When I was like looking at girls over there being like, oh my God, like girls just hated me so much. And I'm like, it's probably because you're not likable. That's also like there's so many reasons why people don't like you, and it doesn't have anything to do with like how you look.
Yeah, it could be your character, how you interact with the people. If you go around saying that you're the greatest thing since sliced bread and you're better than 10 bags of chips and whatever, it's like you're God's gift to everybody else. I mean, you're not going to be all that well liked.
And when I was talking about the cultural differences too, because I've heard her say like she'll be like, "Yeah, I don't understand. I don't owe anybody anything, and I don't owe anybody to say hello to them or to be polite to them or to be kind to them." And it's just like, well, first off, when you're in Black culture, the first thing they're gonna be like is like, "Girl, you can't speak." Like everybody knows that. You know what I mean? Like, where's your manners? You can't speak.
Because it's a polite thing. Yeah. And also it's even just like a Southern thing in general, because I know white people that are like that too. If they say, hey, how are you? They expect the, hey, how are you back? It's like fucking weird.
But I do think that
like, I don't owe you anything.
In the Black community, though, they really are really big with the speaking, because I remember even when I was younger, and I was around like all white people initially when I was younger. And then when I went to like my Black friend's house, her mom would be like, "Girl, you can't speak." And I'll be like, "Oh, I'm sorry. How you doing, Miss So-and-so?" And so like I learned that, you know what I mean? I'm like, no, you definitely make sure you speak when you come inside, So, because I was just kind of shy.
Can't
I
be too
wasn't trying to
shy.
be rude.
Yeah.
Hello.
They teach you can't be too shy. It's not that you can't be shy, but you can't be too shy. It's like you can't just walk into someone's house and not be like, "Hello, everyone."
Yeah.
Because that is a bit weird.
And I got that a lot because I was real shy when I was younger. It's like, boys, speak up.
But I think it's a good practice though. I don't see anything wrong with it. And I see them kind of speak against that. And I agree with that practice of saying, hello to the fucking homeowner that you're going to go into their house. Like you can't just, put your head down and shuffle off to your friend's room. I mean, we've all tried it at one point in time, but it's good to, acknowledge the homeowner. So yeah.
Black mama always gonna call you out.
And she teaching you right. Yeah, that's one of the good lessons. Yeah. But I think that a lot, like I think I was hearing you guys talk about how there's a lot of colorists and basically stereotypes in this space. Like, I totally agree. I really didn't see people like that in real life, but now, yeah, they definitely exist for sure. I just had to experience it.
And believe me, guys, when we in the Latino sector have to deal with the Hispanic taps and talking about how they glorify Spain, like Spain was this beautiful.
Yeah, I heard that.
It makes me almost ill.
Yeah, don't they have that whole colorism thing over there in Spain where they like basically worship the white Spanish people or Spaniards or whatever?
I'm sorry, but I hate the phrase "mejorando la raza," which literally means improving the race. In other words, making it more white. I'm sorry.
Weird.
Look, that's what happens when hundreds of years ago you have Spaniards who came to Puerto Rico. They did not bring their women. So men having carnal urges, what they did, they got busy with the indigenous women. And when they brought Africans over here, they got busy with the African women. And that's how you got Latinos, different shades of hues.
The Afro Latinos, yeah, and stuff like that. Yeah, that's how we got Dominicans thinking that like they aren't actually black. I mean, not really. They're like the exotic. Like that's what when I think of exotic, that's what I'm thinking of. Like someone who's like really, really diverse. Like you can't just have those features because like even a lot of Dominicans, they look black, but like I know that they're not because they have a different culture and they're super diverse. So like when I think of exotic, that's what I think of. Something just different, not even looks wise, but even culturally.
That's what it is, Gigi. It's always been they can move the goalposts. That's what I always think it is. It's like an exotic car or whatever, but we know what it is. The term is they can't try to change the definition.
Yeah, exotic means different. Like it means completely different. It doesn't mean.
And it's not that we haven't ever been called exotic before, because we have as mixed race people. But I'm just saying. But when I think of exotic people, black, white, biracial people don't come to mind. They're foreign people come to mind. You know what I mean?
Because even in Italy, I don't know if you ever watched the show. There was a show on called Married to Italy. Those Italian men have find those. It was a bunch of black women going to Italy to look for husband, and those Italian men over there find black women exotic over there.
Oh yeah, they love them. My sister-in-law lives over there.
To an extent, though, not to an extent. It's not as much as it's not as hyped up as they make it seem. It's really to an extent because they have really bad colorism and racism over there in Italy. Really
My
bad.
sister-in-law lives there though because her husband is in the military, and she said it's just like anywhere else where it's like the men are nice to the women but not to the men. The men are nice to and vice versa. It's the same thing. Like all the genders have a problem with other genders. Basically, the men have a problem with the men, and the women have a problem with the women.
I want to address this question, but why don't Mexicans like Puerto Ricans? I think that's too broad of a statement. I mean, you do have some Mexicans that don't like Puerto Ricans, whatever, and it's the same thing. You have Puerto Ricans that don't like some Mexicans. One thing we have to understand that even though, we both speak Spanish and the strong Catholic influences, is that there are differences between Mexicans and Puerto Ricans. I think that's too broad of a statement. And I wish that Michael was here to opine because he is Mexican.
When I was with my ex-husband, we were in Georgia and we ran into this Mexican guy, and my ex-husband is Puerto Rican, and the Mexican guy had told him, "Oh, what are you, blah blah blah, oh, you're Puerto Rican or whatever." And he was like, "Oh, you guys got it lucky or whatever." He's like, "All the disrespect and hatred we get here is what he had told him." So there might be some kind of feelings of that involved as well, because the Mexicans do get a lot of hate here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Look,
Mhm.
it's just that, part of it has
I
to
think
do.
that's mainly because of white people and,
Yeah, definitely.
a part of colonization and stuff like that. Like everyone knows that Texas used to be part of Mexico, and there was like a whole fight, when it came to so like they just have more history, I feel like, with Mexicans, white people and the colonizers and shit. Like they just have more history with them, I think.
And I don't think they necessarily hate each other, but they just don't like being mistaken for one another either. You know
That's
what I mean?
weird.
Where it's like, I'm not Mexican or I'm not
I've
Puerto
heard the
Rican.
hate. Like I've heard them say that Mexican is like the lowest tier of Hispanic, because I don't know what it is, but in every person of color and like racial groups and stuff, someone always has to be like they always have to be at the bottom of the totem pole, and it's so odd.
There's got to be somebody to pick on.
Because of xenophobia, they be talking about they're here for cheap labor. They're gonna take people's jobs. All of that xenophobia stuff. That's why.
Yeah. I think that the reason why they get such a bad rep is mainly due to white people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, to be fair, they are bum
False,
rushing the borders, so I mean, it's not like out of nowhere. I'm just saying.
Okay. Good evening. Okay, excuse me. Good evening, April Showers.
Hey, Jose. I just love me some Jose. I love y'all. And
Thank you.
I am glad to be over here because I'm one of these, even though I am a black woman, I know that we all come from one. And I'm just trying to understand, why the races don't get along. I was raised to look at everybody as their blood, not their skin color. And a lot of this stuff is taught. Now, I do remember I was corrected a long time ago. I think it was by an aunt or uncle. And I'm like, why I gotta press one for English? And she said, my aunt told me, she said, let me tell you something. Mexicans were already here, baby. California. The United States of America stole Mexican countries. So don't ever say that why you gotta press one for English. She said, when you think about some of those cities that's in California and Texas, those were Mexican cities. So the United States done messed over every race of people.
I thought I heard you wrong the first time. United States.
I was like, she said, no, you know what? It makes sense though that they are native to the land. Look at them; they look. I mean, a lot of them look like Native Americans, right?
Yeah.
And so
I wanted to ask April, do you know what the exoticals are, and what do you think about? Have you been hearing about all that going on with
No, what's the exotics, honey? Bring me up to speed. I like learning new stuff.
It's a group of some mixed race, allegedly, some black women that have keen features and curly hair, basically separating themselves from just regular black women, like that they're a different group or something. They're the exoticals. But it's too much to catch you up on if you haven't heard about them, so you wouldn't really get it.
Okay.
You wouldn't understand their content.
Is it because there are some different countries where you do have black people that have blue eyes and
Mhm.
long hair. I forgot the country. So they might not identify themselves as black people because they are over in a whole nother country. That's just like, you get the African people and the Nigerian. I mean, they don't claim us as black people because we are over here.
Yeah, it's true because some of them are Eastern Africans, so they are
Yeah,
kind of like they're mixed up a little bit. They're a little mixed, you know what I mean? Some of them.
yeah,
So, but a lot of these people are American women, though, black women, though. But they think because maybe they have a small, quote unquote, nose or keen features or a looser
yeah.
textured hair that they're not black, which is kind of strange. But yeah.
Well,
Um,
the African women over here, the ones they don't consider like black women, princesses and stuff. They don't. They say we too Americanized. I
Hmm.
can't help it if I was born over here.
Hmm.
That's not my fault. I don't know where in the hell I came from. Shit. I was
I'm
born.
proud to be
I know where I
American.
come from. I come from my parents who was from Mississippi and when we moved to Illinois. But I'm not getting ready to do all of that DNA and all of that other kind of stuff because
Yeah.
I don't believe it's accurate. Where did everybody else go? They got off the panel because I came up? Oh,
Probably not
no,
because of
some of
you.
the,
No, no.
no,
oh,
April, some of the people have been having technical issues with their Wi-Fi.
oh, okay.
And everybody's
Yeah,
phone's dying because I'm literally on 4% right now, so I won't be up here much
yeah.
longer. We've been up here for
Yeah.
almost 2 hours already.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
I'm glad.
Yeah,
Well,
I just now got the notification.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Oh, I hate this. Yeah, because I've been trying to catch Jose. And these are the type of conversations. First of all, why are any of us thinking we're better than anybody and we just all doggone human beings trying to
Exactly.
survive?
Exactly.
Because you have certain individuals that have an ego the size of Alaska and think that they're God's gift to everything. Okay. Now, as far as the exoticals, they like to call themselves the pretty girl club. I refer to them as the pretty
Oh,
dumb club.
okay.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
A
just my
lot of people
humble
in the
opinion.
YouTube stream make content about them being pushed back on the industry, basically because getting a negative message that, oh, if you are an unambiguous black woman, then you're not in the pretty girl club because you don't have keen features, mixed texture hair. It's a lot of fun. Like it's too hard to explain in a couple of minutes. You'd have to look into it though,
Oh,
and
I know.
mhm.
Yeah.
It's a lot going on out here. It's a lot going on. But
Yeah,
you're right.
it's a
It's hard
lot.
to divide some
It's
content.
only thing it is just stuff to keep us more divided. And that
Mhm.
way they pass all of their crazy laws and things. Yeah.
Back to divide, right?
Yeah.
So I hope I get your next notification, Jose, way before 2 hours, and I
Well,
can come
okay.
to your show from
Well,
the beginning.
try setting the notifications to all and see if that takes care of it.
Okay.
Okay.
And he
Because,
told them and he may not have idea when it's gonna go live.
oh Lord, I
Something
can't
like
even
that.
hear that person. So they phone must really be going dead. Mm.
Okay, so it's true. Pre-Dan can
Oh wow.
time go a long way.
Yeah.
Y'all hear
But
me?
yeah, I can hear you. But at this, I'm gonna stop to wrap this up because
Okay.
I usually don't. I try not to keep it more than 2 hours because
Okay. I understand.
people actually have a life, and
Oh, I know.
And and the fact that you have people that actually were gracious enough to actually watch a portion of my stream or even an entire stream where they got like 89 million things to do.
Yeah.
So, but
Okay.
I just want to say I appreciate everyone that appeared on the panel and on the chat. It kind of, drifted away. The whole purpose was to do a reaction video regarding Fresh and Fit. They're getting upset because their members don't want to send donations. Look, you can. People are going to donate if they have a reason to do so. Okay. But if you're going to be going on and you're going to be degrading women, or you're going to be degrading African American people or people in general, how can you expect people to contribute? Okay. And considering all the stuff that's gone down with Fresh and Fit, they're lucky they still have a channel. So with that being said, my advice is like concentrate and trying to get some content. And stop with the fluffery. You guys are lucky that you guys have not been deleted. As always, a huge shout out to all those who appear in the chat. I don't want to stop mentioning everyone because unfortunately I'm getting I might have a senior moment and forget someone. I don't want to do that. So I just want to say a huge shout out to all those who appear in the chat. A huge shout out to all those that appear on the panel. And the fact of the matter is, I think it was a good stream. And sometimes you have to learn to go with the flow. You may have one set of direction where you want the stream to go, and then you just have to learn to let it go its course organically. So just to let everybody know, I will be live on Wednesday on my other channel, Latina Diaspora, and I'm going to be talking about why you should not say the N-word. Okay, that's the hard N-word that ends with ER. I know people, they'll say it, referring to some other people. I never been one to use the N-word, and I'll never will because of the history behind it. I may go live on Thursday. I know I'm going to be live on this channel. I may go live on Thursday. I might do an open discussion just to talk about things that's on my mind. And Friday, I will be giving my shout out to the fathers. We have to acknowledge the men who step up and who have been a positive male role model image to other people, whether it be as biological fathers, adoptive fathers, grandfathers, uncles, and things of that nature. But in any case, I really appreciate all the participation. Okay, it really does touch my heart. So, and of course, I will end this the same way I always end it. We must do everything possible to avoid the contact of the mentally and intellectually challenged, because if we fail to do so, we will be infected by their stupidity and massive insanity. This has been another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron, saying good night, take care, and peace.